Hi and welcome to my channel, Shades of Sage, where I share all things motherhood. My name is Tashima, I'm a doula and mom of 4, and today we're going to be talking all about Saya's homeschooling routine. So Saya is my oldest child, she's 5 years old, she will be 6 in January, and I have decided to homeschool her. So this is her first year of official homeschooling. I have been teaching them for as long as I can remember, but this is her first official year of schooling and she's currently enrolled in kindergarten. So I'm just going to go over what our day looks like, how many hours we spend actually homeschooling, what websites we use, what resources we use, and maybe some things that I've learned a little bit along the way. So if you're interested in anything homeschooling related, motherhood related, then just keep watching. So as I said, this is my first year homeschooling. For the most part, I always planned on homeschooling my kids. So if you're interested in the reasons why I chose or why I decided to homeschool, let me know in the comments below if you would like to see a follow-up video on like the reasons why I chose this path for my children's education. But yes, this is my first year homeschooling, and the first thing that I did was look at the requirements for homeschooling in my state. Now I live in New Jersey, so it's just really simple. Honestly, I just went onto Google and found like the official website or the official school regulations website, which tells you basically what your child should be learning for each grade, how many hours you should spend on homeschooling, and other things like that. So I looked that up just to give me like a guideline on where to start. Also, my sister Tiana, she is a teacher. She's an elementary school teacher. If you don't know her, she has a YouTube channel also as well. It's called Traivon Hicks, and I will leave all of her information below. Her channel is also linked on here because she is my sister, and on her channel she does have information for parents and other educators and everything like that. So not only do I have that as a resource, but I actually have her as a resource because she is my sister and we are really super close, and I go to her all the time for information. So for like learning tips, if Say is ever struggling with certain things, I will bring it up to her and she'll tell me, you know, how they do things in the classroom, and that helps me. So she has been a great resource also as well, and I know I can always just spitball ideas off of her, and she always gives me different ideas for things like that as far as the kids learning and schooling. So she has been great throughout this whole process as well. So yeah, so like I said, that was the first thing I did, was look up the guidelines and the regulations. So I think for kindergarten, or I think for homeschool in general, the guideline is 3 to 5 days a week and about 3 to 4 hours on those days that you homeschool. Now, I think for the most part, we pretty much do stick to that. I would say we probably do homeschool at least 3 days a week. Sometimes we'll do a whole entire week, and then sometimes it's 3 or 4. It's definitely at least 3 though, in a 7-day week. And sometimes we go ahead. Sometimes, you know, if the kids are sick or if she is sick, then I don't do a lesson for that day. So it really just depends. And that's one of the things that I do like about homeschooling is it's super flexible. So I can go ahead if I feel like she has something down and she knows it really well. I don't have to like, you know, wait for the whole classroom to catch up to her because it's just her that I'm doing officially with the homeschooling right now. So I have her enrolled in Discovery K-12. That's an online homeschooling website. I will link that down below as well. And that is a free homeschooling website. It does have a paid portion of the homeschooling, and that's on the parent side. So if parents want to keep like a better track of kids' grades, like spelling tests and things like that, you can buy or you can upgrade to the parents account where you will get to put in all your tests and scores and things like that. So it just helps you to track things a little bit more easier. I'm pretty good at tracking, so I don't feel like I need it right now at this point, but I do feel like if I continue with this website, or if I continue with that curriculum going forward, I definitely would upgrade to the parent website. And I think it's like $100 a year per child. So it can get pricey, you know, just depending on how many children you have homeschooling at a certain time. But yeah, if that is, you know, something that you need, where you need help with the structure or you need help with just making sure that all your information is in, then you can upgrade to the paid account. But right now we're using a free account, and it's really fun because you can, like I said, you can go at your own pace. So each day I'll have her sign in and she'll do the things that's on there. If it's something that I don't totally agree with, then I don't have her do it. And like I said, there are reasons why I decided to homeschool. So let me know if you're interested in those reasons. But for the most part, she does the whole entire thing that's listed for today. I'll go over it with her, and then I'll do our own thing in the afternoon. So basically our day goes like this. In the morning, I think for each homeschooling day on the website, it says 30 minutes of reading, which we do. So I have all the kids read, not just Saya, but I have all the kids read for 30 minutes in the morning. With Saya, sometimes I let her read on her own. And a lot of books we have, because I love reading, I love books. Kids have a ton of books. We also go to the library quite frequently. daily. So she does have books that are new, and then she also has books that she knows that she like memorized. So sometimes I'll let her read by herself, but lately what we've been doing is reading together. So she's done a lot of words, a lot of sight spelling words, a lot of sight words. She's done a lot of, like small 3-letter words like the, and, at, to. So things like that she can read by herself in a book, and I'll have her, place her hand underneath each word, and the words that she knows are the words that I expect her to know, she reads them. And then if it's a bigger word that she's never seen before, or she's never, seen the spelling of it before, we'll sound it out together. So that's what we've been doing, where we've just been taking it page by page and going through the words and, reading together. So that's been really fun. So like I said, 30 minutes of reading in the morning. And then if we have extra time in the morning, my mornings are really busy because I'm doing things also myself. So whether I'm filming a video or editing or things like that, I'm usually doing that in the morning. And if I need more quiet time for the kids, I will give them another assignment. So that's usually drawing, it's usually coloring. I just did a YouTube short where I had the kids coloring and listening to music in the background. That is one of the things that I do. And usually the pages that they're coloring comes from Saya's homeschooling activity. So I really like that they add additional things for you to do with your children. So I just have them printed out, and then the kids can do that all together. So a lot of things that Saya is learning, I'm also teaching to the boys. So I feel like that will help, so they're, kind of ahead when they do actually officially start school. But yeah, they'll do an assignment maybe all together, or maybe we'll read together. Like I read the Bible to them also as well, so I might do that in the morning. So the mornings are kind of free, kind of a little bit slow, but we do something school related in the morning. In the afternoon, so the boys still take their nap. In the afternoon, I will officially look at Saya's work for the day. So I will sign her in and see what she has to do. A lot of times they have like a couple of videos they want the kids to watch, and then it usually has supplementary worksheets that go with it. So like one of the things she does is learning how to count to 100. So they'll have a video where they will count all the way to 100, and I actually really like the song for that as well. But she'll watch that video, and then she'll have a worksheet where it's completely blank. They'll fill in the first number, and then she has to fill out the whole entire thing and write all her numbers to 100. So that's just an example of one of the assignments. Another one is the alphabet. Obviously, is learning all the letters of the alphabet, learning all the sounds that they make. So that's something that she's doing. And like I said, I've been teaching my children since they were pretty much since they were born. So she does know the alphabet pretty well. She does know all the sounds of the alphabet. So now we're just really working on her writing them, working on her writing her uppercase letters, her lowercase letters, and then of course working on her, putting letters together to make words and spelling and all of that. So that's like an example of another thing. They'll show a video of the alphabet, the uppercase and lowercase letters, and then she'll have a worksheet to do where she's writing out all the capital letters, and then she's writing out all the lowercase letters. So that's just an example. Usually it's like, I want to say like 3, sometimes 4 videos on there. Then sometimes it's like a social studies kind of thing. So I know recently she learned about Mount Rushmore. So just, who created it, who are the people on Mount Rushmore, and things like that. And I think that had like a coloring activity to go along with that as well. So sometimes it'll be social studies things, sometimes it's science things. One thing she's done science-wise is learn how to like measure and things like that. So it's not too much at this point. It's not too much science-based or history-based or anything like that. And from my understanding from my sister Tiana, that's not a big component of learning right now. So for kindergarten, it's mostly their letters, their numbers, counting, and things like that. So she's definitely learning on that. She's definitely on track with that. And every so often, I will go back into New Jersey's website to see what are the things that she's supposed to be learning for kindergarten, and what are the things she's supposed to have mastered at the end of it. So I just, go back in and check to make sure that we're on track, and she definitely is. So I'm so happy about that, because I can see in her mind that things are clicking, things are making sense for her, and that's really, really awesome. So yes, in the afternoon, she will do her work. Now, I usually take my nap with the boys as well, unless I have something else that I really, really need to do. So I'll give her her work. I'll give her all her worksheets that she needs to do, and she does that by herself. And then sometimes I will also give her another video that either went along with her social studies or her science component for the day. So like I said, for Mount Rushmore, they talked a little bit about it, but I gave her another video that kind of explained it from a different point of view. And sometimes, or lately, I've been giving her a lot of videos on YouTube that help you to learn how to sound words out, because that's what we've been practicing the most. And she's doing really, really well with that. So then after nap time, after I get up, I will check her work. If there's any mistakes or anything that we need to go over together, we will do that after lunch. And then in the afternoon, after lunch, after the kids are settled, and usually when I'm giving the baby his second nap, that's when I would do lesson time with all of the kids together. So like I said, Say is the only one who's technically enrolled in official schooling, but I still do teach the boys things as well. So like with them, we're learning how to count change, we're learning how to tell time, learning the names for all of our body parts, colors and shapes, and how to write them. And then we also do our spelling, and we have been working on addition also as well. So learning, just with our fingers how to count, and then we have also learned how to count on. So that's the things that I'm working with everyone with right now. Like I said, Kenzo's the youngest, he just turned 3, so some things he doesn't really grasp, of course, yet, but Matthias is doing really well, and Saya, of course, she is doing really well. So another thing that we do in the afternoons, if I'm not doing like a group homeschooling session with them where I actually sit them down and we talk about things, or we learn things, or we review things, then I have them do an activity. And if you've seen any of my recent lives, you will see some of the activities that we've done, like making bookmarks, making the tree people out of the tissue rolls, so things like that. The homeschooling that she signed up to with Discovery K-12, it does have a lot of activities for kids as well, which I really like because they're so inventive, and we have a lot of arts and crafts supplies, so we're able to do those activities, and they really love that as well. So sometimes, like I said, in the afternoon when I have them all together, I would do a lesson with them, and other times we would just do a group activity or a craft or something like that, which is actually what we're doing today, or by the time you watch this video, we did it yesterday. So yeah, so that's basically her homeschooling routine. I try to keep it really fun, I try to keep it really entertaining with new and different ideas. Like I said, I always check in with my sister and say, hey, what is your class doing? Now she's actually teaching first grade this year, but she has taught kindergarten before, and she just tells me some of the things that she sees, especially since she is teaching first grade, or she has taught first grade before. She tells me some of the things that really were missed for kindergarten that maybe the kids didn't grasp that well, that she kind of has to go back and reteach, or kind of have to play catch up with now that they're in first grade. So I just try to make sure that Saya knows those things, that she has these things down pat, because obviously as you get older, you build and build and build on the things that you're learning. So I just want to make sure that everything she's learning now, that she's solid with it. And again, kindergarten is not a requirement for the state of New Jersey. I don't know if a lot of people know that, or if it's different in the state that you live in. So she didn't actually have to be in school this year, but because it's my first time, and because I was like a little nervous about it, I wanted to enroll her and kind of get that practice myself, so that way when she's in first grade, I feel like I have a better handle on things, and she's not falling through the cracks and missing a whole bunch of stuff because we're homeschooling. So yeah, that's all that I have for this video. If you're a homeschooling parent out there, definitely connect with me. I would love to know what your curriculum is, what are the resources that you use. There's a whole bunch of YouTube channels that I really love and that I incorporate into Saya's lesson time, like Monica J. Sutton. I love her channel. Homeschool Pop, they usually have a lot of good homeschooling videos on there, especially science ones where I'm teaching the kids about like the planets and the continents and things like that. So I will try to link everything that I can remember down in my description box below, so make sure that you check it out if you're looking, if you're interested, and if you plan on homeschooling, maybe share with me some of the things you plan on doing. Like I said, I really like it, and so far it's going pretty well. So yeah, if you have any questions, definitely leave them down below. Check out my Instagram page and my Facebook page as well, because I do put a lot of our homeschooling activities on there. Thank you so much for watching today. If you like this video, give me a great big thumbs up. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and I thank you for all of my subscribers out there. Remember to let your story be your power, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!